my laddies?
Today is going to be a very different type of video. Today we are going to be giving a top 5 list of our top favorite iconic horror movie characters. Disclaimer, this is not who we think are the most popular of horror movie icons. We had a debate about that earlier. These are just our personal favorites in Halloween, horror, anything that could honestly be dubbed as a Halloween movie, characters that we enjoy. So,
if you want to see the list of the top 5 horror movie characters given to us by you guys, leave it down in the comments below, and then we'll take into account like all of the different submissions we get.
Yeah. Alright, so let's start.
Alright, so number 5 for me is a very special movie. I think it's a very special movie for Drake as well, just because of how I think it's changed both of our lives, because without that movie, we wouldn't be here. And that is the Spider-Man from the horrors of Spider Island. Now, this is a German movie that was produced in the 1950s but wasn't released until the 60s. It had 2 different versions. One of them was in the form of a porno, and the other was a horror movie. We watched the horror variant. This movie is based on these, I'm pretty sure they're like these showgirls and their manager, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. They get on a plane and they're flying over to some strange island. For some reason they're in like Japan or something when the movie starts. Unless they're in New York. I feel like, I don't know, they're in a weird place. Or they're flying somewhere. Germany. Yeah, I guess it would be Germany. But it's just such a good movie. Their plane crashes in the middle of the ocean, and there's these giant spiders who attack Spider-Man, and he turns into a spider, and it's just so fun to watch. I think it's probably the best funny, stupid movies we've watched. And we've always been trying to find a movie that can replicate the amount of enjoyability that it had.
Yeah, so far there hasn't been a movie that has captivated the spirit of this channel like that. So, yeah.
But I will correct myself. The original movie that did motivate us was Killer Clowns from Outer Space, but it was not obviously the first one.
Yeah. My number 5 is The Nun from the Conjuring series. So The Nun is the only movie from the Conjuring series that I've ever seen, which should take into account of how much I enjoyed it. It seemed like a lot of people who were into the Conjuring series didn't really enjoy it that much, but I liked it. I think The Nun, the reason why I put Nun at number 5 is because I think that The Nun easily has the best presence in any horror movie that I've ever seen. It's very, very creepy, very eerie, got very mysterious kind of feel kind of to it, till towards the end kind of overused a little bit, things like that. But in the beginning and for the majority of the movie, easily the best presence I've ever seen in a horror movie ever. I saw it twice in theaters, and I also have watched it here one time as well, so a total of 3 times. Just, I think, the most I've ever seen a horror movie, actually.
I have to agree with him on the fact that the nun is portrayed so well throughout the movie, and then at the end it just throws it in your face.
Yeah.
Way too much. But I feel like it's still a good character.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Number 4.
This one's also very special, mostly because he's right behind us. Number 4, Gilman from Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Hey, will you look at that?
There he is. Now, Gilman is very special because I think that is the closest we've gotten to finding a character that the movie was, and that the channel was founded on. He is the closest because he's a creature who's human-like and wants a whole bunch of females.
But ladies' man.
But yeah, Creature from the Black Lagoon, released in the 1950s in 3D.
It's innovative for its time.
Very innovative. Actually, this was near the end of the 3D cycle. believe it or not. Yeah, it's the 50s.
Interesting.
But, yeah, Creature from the Black Lagoon, it takes place in the Amazon rainforest. It has these people who are going to go to this lagoon in the rainforest, and they wake up the creature, and then it is mad, and then it wants Julia Adams for some reason. But yeah, that's really all I'm going to say on Gilman, because I feel like it's not our only Gilman mention on this list.
Number 4 is, for me, Sam from Trick or Treat.
Ooh, such an iconic character.
The Trick or Treat movie itself was pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. What made it was Sam. Sam, the character in it, easily made the movie what it was. He had such a funny, almost funny presence at times. Super, just very like, every time you saw him, we both really liked seeing him. He was just, he really made the movie and really did, made it what it was. What I didn't like was towards the end when they unmasked him.
Oh,
really wish they didn't do that, but they did. Other than that, I don't really have any complaints with Sam, and I really hope they make a second one and have more of him.
we're not the biggest fans on pushing stuff out through sequels, but I think we can both agree that Trick or Treat
we
2
would like to see Sam.
definitely a necessity.
Yeah.
Which it is. It's in development right now.
So it'll be, whenever that comes out, theater movie.
Yeah.
Theater review.
Maybe even a poster on the wall at some point.
Maybe we have room. We're switching in and out of posters.
We have another wall.
Yeah.
Another wall.
Many walls. All right. Number 3 for me is David from Lost Boys. David is got a very... First of all, I'm not much for mullets, or there's a lot of in-style things that I feel are very cheesy or very just not cool when it comes to the 80s, like fingerless leather gloves, mullets, things like that. David has all these things, but still has a very powerful presence whenever he's in. He's a very captivating, charismatic leader. He seems like a very cool guy, very easy to follow. You know, he's a vampire too. That's what puts him on this list, is that he's a vampire, and
Yeah, that's what qualifies him.
Yeah, that's what qualifies him. But overall, he's just like I just love it. And Kiefer Sutherland did really, really great in the movie.
I shoved Kiefer Sutherland down Drake's face, and now I think he appreciates it.
I love easily I would say probably one of my favorite performances in the movie, in all honesty.
I feel like any movie that makes you go and look at the actor's other movies.
Yeah.
We have another Kiefer Sutherland movie we're actually very excited to see coming out in October.
It's going to be interesting. But actually, by this point, when this is released, we haven't really reviewed The Lost Boys yet.
Oh yeah.
But Kiefer Sutherland, yeah, and that's why he made my number 3.
Are you ready for my number 3?
Yeah.
All right, number 3 for Benny Boy. Jason Voorhees. Now, it's a very generic horror movie icon to pick, but the thing that really gets me to like Jason Voorhees over most other characters is the Friday the 13th game. I feel like it is one of the best fan services to the character that could have been done for any horror movie. Jason is such an iconic person. I mean, he wasn't even in the first Friday the 13th movie, for crying out loud. But
he didn't even get his iconic look until the third one.
Yeah, he's just been so iconic. Like,
most of his movies have been garbage.
yeah, they've been garbage. But the Jason I want to give the most credit to is Friday the 13th Part 4, which we have seen, but the review will not be up until December. Friday the 13th of December this year. So be ready for that. But
we need to continue working on that.
Yeah, but Friday the 13th Part 4, one of my favorites. In connection with Drake's number 3 pick, Corey Feldman who's also in The Lost Boys with Kiefer Sutherland. He is I think Corey Feldman's basically the main character in part
Stand By Me.
And Stand By Me too. Yeah, we've seen that. Oh yeah, Kiefer Sutherland's in that too. Oh, okay. Yeah, Jason Voorhees, really good character. I don't know why I'm doing hand motions because this is all audio.
Trump. Number 2 for me goes to Pennywise. I've watched both the miniseries and I have seen chapter 1 and 2. All those are already on the channel. Mine, however, has to go to the 2017/2019 version. I know that's a controversial thing to say, but
it's okay for you.
I think that the presence was really cool. He's just, I don't know, I think there's just something about him that was really cool, very entertaining. He's very entertaining. That's a key point in this. One of the biggest problems that we both had, especially Ben, you'll see what I'm meaning, is is the special effects that they did on Pennywise. At some points I didn't have a problem with it. Other points I thought it was a little bad, especially the one scene in chapter 1 when they were
I know what scene you're talking
when they
about.
were in the garage. In the garage. That was the worst CGI I've seen. But in other points, I honestly thought it was pretty good. The jaw unhingings were pretty good. The times in the final chapter 2, whenever he turned into the spider creature.
I've come to terms with that.
I think one of the things that they did in chapter 1 is that I don't think that they necessarily specified enough that they specified it better than chapter 1 and 2, but they didn't specify enough that Pennywise is not just the thing. It's like Pennywise is just one variant of many different things that the it thing changes into. And chapter 1 and 2 didn't do that as well, but they also, towards the end, didn't just have him be the spider creature. He was also Pennywise in that, and I think that was really good to do, because you also got to see that final battle, that final hurrah against the main villain.
My number 2 kind of goes in the theme of tonight. Michael Myers.
Oh yeah, because, spoiler alert, we recorded this the same night we did Halloween 3.
We had fun. Michael Myers, he's so iconic. He's considered the first slasher. He's not though, but he's considered that because he made the slasher genre
innovated.
pop.
He's the one that, like, he's the Whistle Willie of horror.
Yeah, and he's so iconic. Like, I feel like anyone who knows horror knows Michael Myers.
Yeah.
You might not know Freddy or Jason, but you have to know Michael.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Even, like, I've never watched. This is my first, other than the sequel that they made a while ago.
Yeah,
the 2018. Yeah, the 2018 remake / sequel.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any other Michael Myers Halloween movies, and I've known him forever. So,
kind of to go with Jason, his presence in Dead by Daylight is what I enjoy most about the game. I played Dead by Daylight because they had Michael Myers as a playable DLC.
I got him too.
Yeah, I bought him the second I saw him. That's actually why I downloaded it.
Really?
I saw they had Michael Myers.
Wow.
That was before I even knew you guys had Dead by Daylight.
Oh, really?
I just had it downloaded. But it's, Michael Myers. You can't go wrong with Michael Myers. But there's more Halloween to come this October.
My number 1 is Gilman, right here. This is my poster. I got this poster and the frame. This is the first one put in. Ben enjoys him as well, obviously. That's
Very
why
much
he's
so.
up here. his movie was great. I really liked it's not my favorite horror movie of all time, obviously. The date that it came out definitely is in consideration. But I am a person who really likes classic things, I guess per se, the aesthetic of classic things and the atmosphere that they kind of give. I really enjoy, and Gilman is one that I think is really awesome. I definitely feel like for the most part, he's on the back burner of a lot of minds when it comes to Universal monsters, in my opinion. The big Universal monsters is Dracula, Frankenstein, Werewolf, and even The Bride of Frankenstein. I feel like sometimes even surpasses Gilman in popularity. But if you really do know the Universal monsters, you really do realize how iconic he is.
There's something about that is that Gilman is actually considered to be the final Universal monster to come out of the...
Might have something to do with
of the golden era of monsters. Because everything between, we're going to say, at the beginning of sound films, Dracula to Creature Walks Among Us is considered the golden age of horror movies. And Gilman's right at the end. There was 4 movies, like Creature from the Black Lagoon, Revenge of the Creature, and then Abbott and Costello meet, I think, the Wolfman, and then it was The Creature Walks Among Us, and then that was it for the golden age.
Which that could have put a damper on how popular he could have been.
Yeah. So I realized our number 1s and number 4s are flip-flopped. My number 1 is Sam.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
So obviously, Trick or Treat Sam. He kind of mentioned it. We both have a love for Sam. I feel like if there's anyone that almost has like the same amount of love from each of us, the 2 characters that we both really enjoy are Sam and Gilman.
Which, as you can see, they both made our list.
Yeah.
We didn't really communicate when we made our list either, so...
Yeah, I actually kind of made mine like 15 minutes ago, but I'm pretty set on what it is. But Sam is just so iconic. Well, he's not so iconic. He's not as iconic as anyone else we probably mentioned on our lists.
Yeah.
He's one of the newest.
Yeah, his movie came out in
2007. Well, actually, it came out in 2009, but it was advertised in 2007.
Okay.
But
you can see he's got a little bit.
I feel like he's picked up more attention over the years. I feel like as
his mask is really iconic.
Yeah, he's got. I feel like the longer, like 10 years ago, I wouldn't have known who Sam was.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like it's just progressively gotten bigger and bigger, and people are loving the movie more and more.
But yeah, those are our top 5 favorite horror movie icons.